situation and prevent further bloodshed. We want to see calmer
We simply have to focus on this man.
we as a referee
He scored 4 in his last 3. What will he produce today? Stay with us on EA TV. And we find ourselves in one of the great football cities, Liverpool, here at Goodison Park. I'm Derek Ray, and with me here on the commentary box is Stuart Robson. And looking forward to bringing you action from the Premier League coming right up. It's Everton taking on Chelsea.
Well, Derek, we can talk about coaches and their methods, but it's now down to the players.
Great opportunity! Oh, it's in! And it goes down as an own goal by the keeper.
That must be avoided. Well, France and Germany, along with other countries, urging Israel to avoid any escalation. Yesterday, the White House told Israel that the US would...
Well, as you can see, there's not much he can do about that. He's so unlucky, but it goes down as an own goal.
Officials said President Biden and the Saudi-Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to think very carefully and strategically about how to respond to Iran. It is the US.
Back underway, and 1-0 it is. Let's see what happens next.
Largely about the extraordinary success of last night. We don't see Iran, we don't see Venezuela.
And unable to pick out a teammate, and that'll be a throw.
That's the US.
Well, for Brighton fans, a story of disappointment, really. This is not what they thought they were going to see.
Well, what a poor season they're having. I really thought they would be challenging for the title. There just seems to be something wrong with the attitude of the players at the moment, and that needs to change quickly.
And Everton exploiting the space on the flank.
Not really.
And that could have consequences. Let's get the latest on the injury situation from our pitchside man, Geoff Shreeves.
The problem he has is in the calf.
No shortage of excitement. Level again. No wonder they're excited.
300 some-odd rockets, UAVs bring it down to Israel, probably less than 1% made it all the way. So really, in many respects,
well, here's the replay. Watch how he goes past his man with such ease, and it's just a change of pace. But there's still plenty to do from here. He hits it so well, though. Lots of pace, lots of power, and the keeper just can't react in time. It's a great strike.
That Iran should be smart as well as tough, and essentially, Israel, I should say, should be smart as well as tough.
So back underway. 1 goal apiece here.
Israel, after this, has managed to defeat Iran with technology-wise, and also recalibrate its relationship
Read that
with its
pass
allies.
all the way, cutting it out.
Especially falling out, weren't they, over this streak of difficulty?
Well, who will be the player to decide the outcome, to determine the course of events? No reason at all why it won't be this man, Stuart. What do you anticipate seeing from him? Opportunity here. Goalkeeping of the highest order.
Well, he's got to be pleased with that save. It's absolutely magnificent.
Everybody's somewhere.
Well, such a high degree of difficulty, not quite in the end.
Well, how good was that? It's such a difficult piece of skill, which he made look so easy. That deserved a goal.
There are some today saying, we've been noticed that it's argued Iran gave and warned its neighbours in their space, that there was,
Chilwell.
to a certain extent, some form of choreography.
And he has options available.
This was an attack designed
Everton unable to retain possession.
Global conflict, or certainly the Middle Eastern-wide conflict, but just simply to show to have an initial show of strength. Do you buy into that?
I do.
Running with the ball confidently. Can he give them the lead? There it is! A fantastic goal, and no wonder he's off celebrating.
And I really think that they wanted to send a message. It's important. They're speaking to the Arab.
Well, here it is again. He goes past his marker so easily with just a drop of the shoulder, and his movement's so clever. Once he gets onto it, there's only one thought in his head. Smash it as hard as possible. What a good goal.
Carefully calibrated in such a manner as to...
Well, he has to come up with a game plan. His side are struggling now.
Yes, I think that's
So Chelsea restart the game. Can they come up with an answer?
Doesn't it, for things to go badly wrong. Brendan, what would be the
Rather than a free kick, it's advantage Chelsea.
Between Israel and Iran. I mean, presumably, Iran is a much larger country.
They look as though they want to make this move count.
Technologically agile, isn't it?
Oh, it is. They're extraordinary.
Enzo Fernandez.
Their planning, their execution is
fine work from Chelsea to win the ball back.
The Iranians
and gobbled up with ease by the keeper.
But,
well, let's get more details on the injury situation from our pitchside reporter, Jeff Shreves.
Yeah, keep an eye on him, because in that last challenge, he took a heavy blow to his upper...
It has to be! Oh, incredible save, and he snuffed out any sign of danger. It's still there for him. Well, fantastic reflex. Might still be able to do a bit of damage. And there it is, a goal! I must say, much to the annoyance of the keeper.
Much more so what the Iranians are capable.
Well, here we can see it again. Normally I'm the first to point the finger at a goalkeeper, but I think it's a good initial save. I'm not sure he could have done much more. Just a bit unfortunate, really, that it dropped to an opponent.
The Israelis will be able to restrain themselves, or at some point there will be a level of revenge here.
Well, he knows this is going to be a tough game now. He's got to get his side playing again here.
Well, another equaliser. What a topsy-turvy game this has been. Well, that's how to keep the opposition at bay. Good-looking move, this. Oh, he'll take it on. Well, the bar can be the goalkeeper's best friend. Fancies a pop from here. Oh, commanding goalkeeping. Well, the referee has decided that the injury is sufficiently serious for play to be stopped. Treatment required.
Joining us. Always a pleasure. Thank you, Brendan Kearney there, retired US Marine Colonel, Military Affairs Analyst on the latest from Israel. Iran is 1756.
Live Drive. Tony Livesey and Claire McDonald.
Thank you so much for joining us at Time Live Drive.
And so a drop ball to restart the proceedings.
What impact has the poor weather had in recent weeks and months on your sport? And Rob in Nottingham is one of you. Hello, Rob. Hey, it's good to have you on the programme. What is your sport of choice?
High pressing and good high pressing. Prevented the damage. Gives it a go. And a goal it is to put them in front again. No less than they deserve.
Well, here you can see what a good goal this is. He hits it so cleanly, and the keeper has no chance. That's a great strike.
Election races for the World Championship. Was it the weekend?
Yeah, just gone, yeah.
What happened?
Well, I can't really know. It was pretty terrible to start with, like a massive headwind. Once you got to do our selection races, we normally take about 40 seconds to a race.
On with the game then, 3-2. What will happen next?
It's the longest race I've ever long.
Was this a headwind?
I agree.
Nkunku, vital intervention. Nkunku. This could level it. Oh, but the keeper with an important save. How important is that?
Well, he should score from there. That's a wasted opportunity. He should beat the keeper from that sort of distance.
People go there and do like the one water rafting and things like that as well. Like it's open to the public.
And over comes the corner. And clearing it away. Well, breaking at pace is always a possibility.
Give you a left foot, 3 times.
Might be a chance here. Oh, that is a super save.
Well, he had to finish that, but credit to the goalkeeper. That's a brilliant stop.
Yes.
Everyone does. Like I said, I'm playing for 14 years, but I'm at the end of my career now. I've got to keep the youngest on the toes, and then, yeah, it's a good race all told, but, you know, people there as young as 10 years old.
And under pressure, that was a fine claim.
But they did it over there all day, you know. They tried their hardest, little kids, you know, little hints in the boat, you know, absolutely giving it all the time.
And so the first half story has been written. It's half-time here at Goodison Park.
Because no one
You certainly have got to give this man high marks for his work up to this point, Stuart.
Well, I really liked his first half display. He was certainly the most influential player on the field, and I'm expecting more of the same in the second 45 minutes.
I mean, we've got 8 in 3 weeks. We've got time to turn around. Hopefully it'll be a little bit nicer out there.
Yeah, so nice it would be. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking, Rob?
I'm 36 now, so I'm really old in terms of like athletes for these sort of things, but I'm trying my best.
Well, kayaking means you can carry on doing it, you know, at that age.
We're a power sport, so we've just rebranded from Paddle UK if anyone wants to get involved. So we're all paddle sports, the kayaking, standard paddle boarding, canoes, all sports. We've all come under one umbrella now, so the Paddle UK, and anyone can get involved. You know, buy a license, like you would a fishing license or anything, and access the whole waterway. Like kind of whole country. I use it now in Birmingham. I'm actually from Birmingham and it's racing officer. And I use Alan always all the time. Like now, it's like the Venice River season.
Oh, beautiful up there. And I mean, it's interesting. We're going to play an interview with Arnie Phillips, choreographer, talking about age gaps, and she works with a much younger choreographer, and they won a big award last night. Do you enjoy that? You mentioned young kids there, but do you enjoy, kayaking with younger people?
Yeah, brilliant. Certainly, I mean, I was one of those younger people, at once upon a time. So, going out there to use the experience, hopefully trying to mentor them into the right path. You all make mistakes when you're growing up, like when you're younger and you get the highs and lows of sport.
So they get the ball rolling once more, and it's advantage Everton after the first half. Let's see what the second 45 has in store for us. Well, plenty of scope for them to attack. From long distance. Oh, magnificent from the keeper. Fantastic stop.
Amazing, and then hopefully we'll find out in June if one of us will go out to Paris. Hopefully.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, listen, Rob, good luck and keep in touch and let us know how you get on.
Thank you. If anybody wants to follow, like I said, anything, there's Paddle UK or my own handle, Robert Oliver G, and you can see all the other guys do that. If anybody's interested in following the story. But yeah,
well, the danger is still there.
Rob, smash it down.
Oh, that is extraordinary! True athleticism to make contact in that fashion, and it's one of the finest goals you're ever likely to see. Simply stunning.
Yeah, today marks 39 years since the Hillsborough.
Well, just look at this. Magnificent agility, perfect timing and great connection. What a goal that is.
That was when the game against Nottingham Forest was stopped on the 15th of April. The silence was followed by the tolling of a bell.
Well, back to the drawing board, I'm afraid. His team have been really poor today.
So the current scoreline, 4-2. Nkunku.
Particularly those fighting for justice. But now, the impact
Nkunku.
being highlighted. There are calls.
And there to intervene.
Oh, can he finish it here, Derek?
And a goal! He's put it away! A celebratory moment!
This giant hit, Hillsborough providers.
Well, here it is again, and it's all about the pace on the counter-attack. They were so quick to break out from their defensive positions, and then through on goal, he just goes for power and smashes it past the keeper. There's no stopping that. What a great finish.
I'm going to listen to people and thinking what they were saying. Our fans who were in the stands, and I realised our fans in the stands are suffering as well, and what they saw was horrendous.
Gallagher.
By 2021, sort of realised that Nottingham fans were there as well.
Well, a new podcast, Hillsborough Unheard, Nottingham Forest fans.
This is looking threatening.
The anniversary of the tragedy. You can listen to that on BBC Sound.
Can they convert? Oh, tremendous reflex action there from the keeper.
Well, he didn't have long to react, did he? But that's a top-class save, I have to say.
Turned out to be bodies.
They've decided that now is the time to go to the bench.
Stretchers and carry them down, deposit them in the penalty area,
standing there watching this unfold, helpless.
So we saw everything, and I remember...
Now the short corner routine. Really good improvised goalkeeping.
Sorry.
And the Chelsea throw-in coming up here. Well, doesn't have to do it on his own.
I remember standing on my seat.
A lovely attempt. Well, full credit to him. He had the audacity to try it.
Well, that's so close to being a lovely goal. It just doesn't come down in time.
You know, and to watch people give CPR in front of you, seeing crushed faces, you know, that's memory that never goes away.
Well, just to point you in the right direction, we have more live action from the Premier League coming up here. Oh, what a goal! A tremendous strike! Hard to believe that he elected to take on that shot. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, here it is again, and wow, just take a look at this. He's absolutely nailed this one. What a strike that is from distance.
Also, Sarah behind the podcast, and also lifelong Forest fan.
Well, no wonder he's delighted. They're bossing the game now.
Good evening.
So let's start with you then. What brought this idea on? Is this something that you've heard down the years, that there just hasn't been enough recognition of what the Nottingham Forest fans went through as well?
Yeah, I've been on the radio here in Nottingham for 20 years, and every year when the anniversary comes round, it occurs to me that there's the sort of silence, or there has been in Nottingham about this, a lot of silent pain. Clearly it's a Liverpool tragedy. None of the Nottingham Forest fans died, but as you heard there were 28,000 of them in the stands, and they witnessed what they witnessed that day, and they went home, and by and large nobody talked about it for 30 years. And I've wanted to understand why that is, why people are kind of clammed up and locked up tight, why the cities, the clubs and the fans in the aftermath of this disaster didn't sort of come together in grief, and they went their separate ways. Of course, Liverpool were fighting a campaign for truth and justice, and here in Nottingham there was quite a lot of silence. There was also nowhere to go, there was nowhere to commemorate, there was no kind of focus point. But things have changed more recently, and that's what we explore in the podcast.
Pete, you were just 25. Who were you there with?
I was there with my dad and my brother. I lived in London at the time. I'd moved away from Nottingham, moved back since. So I travelled up, met my brother and my dad there. My dad's no longer with us. He passed away 11 years ago. And we've never mentioned it once. It's never been discussed in our family. It's a strange wall of silence. My partner asked me today, which of the 8 lads that I sit with, we have 8 season tickets together in the Trent tent, who was and who wasn't at Hillsborough. I've known these lads since I was at primary school. I don't even know who was there. I think a couple of them were, but it's an odd thing. It's a very strange thing.
I don't want to, make you relive that day. It sounds, obviously, it's incredibly traumatic, but can you give us an idea of how close you were to this unfolding tragedy?
Yeah, well, I can be pretty precise because I was practically pitch length away, so 100 plus yards myself. But so I was on the Cop at Hillsborough. That was traumatic enough for me because the attempts at revival were all conducted in the penalty area in front of us. But I think what you have to also remember is that Forest fans also have the South Stand at Hillsborough, so I do know some people who were sat right in the cork flag within touching distance of the fences at the Lepping Lane.
Reading it through.
Those are the people who seem the most badly affected, but still haven't been killed tonight. I know a guy who's in that part of the ground who still repeatedly wakes up in the night and calls the police thinking...
And no way to sugarcoat that one, Stuart.
Yeah,
well, sometimes it's worth having a shot from distance. He never really set himself to hit that cleanly.
No one's attempted hijacking. The last thing we want to do, but there are some people. There's a continuum. There are people who are, say, completely unaffected. There are people who cope with it well.
Did you not talk about it, do you think? And as you say, the friends that you've gone to see...
Well, he's certainly not alone.
All those years, you don't even know.
Well, a nearly moment, just over the top.
Because it is too painful to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's a product of the times. I think it would be different if it happened now. There'd probably be support set up within 5 minutes. We'd all be discussing it on social media. Anyway. I don't know if it's a product of being male. Do we not talk about this sort of stuff? I don't know. I think there are lots of factors. There was a feeling that it was Liverpool's tragedy, not our tragedy. There was some difficulties around.
They've given him too much space. Well, somehow the goalkeeper got to it.
But got that wrong. Whether it's ill-advised or not, the things he said, and that creates a little bit of animosity. Understandably, it was just a very difficult thing. I think there's also an element of survivor guilt. It would have been better if we'd been that end because we were small club. We had 28,000 people in that stadium.
Tarkowski.
And we cancelled the Leopard later.
Oh, that is outrageously spectacular! Well, a flair for the dramatic, to say the least. We'll be replaying that one over and over again for a long time to come.
Let's talk about.
Well, just look at this piece of skill. He times this absolutely perfectly. Great connection as well. We'll see this for years to come. Fantastic goal.
Moving the back there. Moving the family.
Well, he knows his team haven't been good enough in this game, but how does he change it?
Quite terrifying dreams from Arsenal that I wake up in the night shouting, and it's quite often about that. In the immediate aftermath,
And he keeps going. And let's give credit to the defending. Can he find the right pass? He got a good palm on it. And Chelsea win the corner.
I still know people who have never been back and wouldn't dream of going back. I worked with a colleague who, a little bit older than me, who loves Forest. He was at Hillsborough that night. He has never been to a football pitch again since. He still has to talk about football. But for me, yeah, a feeling that things would always go wrong. I didn't go on holiday for years and years and years afterwards, 10, 15 years afterwards, just because something had happened in my head that anything you set off to do nice would turn out dreadful.
And there's the delivery. Not too fussy in clearing his lines. Counter-attacking, very much an option. In with a chance. Well, it was so easy on the eye, that counter-attack, but no reward for them.
Yeah, it was all good until the final effort. It just shows how devastating they can be on the break, though.
Podcast, and there are calls for a Hillsborough Memorial in Nottingham. That will be the start of the healing process, and people in the city who were there, maybe this can be the start of a conversation that can start to heal those people and their experiences. The focus that can be on them, people like you, for a change.
Well, using the space really well, but now can they push on? Well, that's really sound goalkeeping, not letting the opposition have any scraps. Input from long distance. The referee is given a corner.
And allows people to access poetry around that. But there is a campaigning element to it. We have requested a memorial. I wrote to Forest several years ago, suggesting that. Was told at the time that it was inappropriate and too controversial. Don't know why.
Well, showing good vision. Michael Keane. A wild attempt. Not that the goalkeeper is complaining.
Well, he probably should do a lot better there. That was half a chance.
A little more, and there are more positive noises. Current chairman Tom Cartledge, which is great to see. But a point for people to go and reflect. Today's the first day in several years that I haven't been able to be at Anfield for the anniversary. I'm in Buenos Aires.
Really closing him down.
So I've not made it there, but it would be great for there to be somewhere.
Using his strength to shield the ball. Not made it look routine, but read it well. He has teammates around him. Just couldn't get it through.
Pete, it's so good to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Pete Hillier there. Sarah Julian from BBC Radio Nottingham. Where can we hear the podcast, Sarah?
Available now on BBC Sound. It's called Hillsborough Unheard, Nottingham Forest fans.
And whilst it's upsetting, I think you'll also find that the communication and the connection kind of between the two sets of fans which have started to emerge is actually really quite uplifting. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you giving us your time. Hillsborough Unheard, Nottingham Forest fans.
Thwarting him.
Let's get the news headlines for the bunch.
Takes the shot. Just missing narrowly on the volley.
Well, it's a fantastic effort. Difficult technique, but he caught it so well. He's unfortunate.
On Israel over the weekend was carefully calibrated. Brendan Kearney says Tehran wanted to send a message to the Arab world that they wouldn't be pushed around. Rishi Sunak says he'll talk to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about a possible response. The judge in Donald Trump's criminal trial has told him he'll need to behave if he wants to stay in the courtroom. Justice Merchant told the former president that he can be excluded from the proceedings if disrupted in any way. Mr. Trump denies covering the push money paid to the porn stars who are damaged.
Plenty of support here. He's in with a chance. Determined defending.
97 match was the event. And cold around the world is turning wisely and dying because of warmer oceans. Where scientists say hot sea can cause the mass cold bleaching event around the world. Those are the headlines from Andy Everson.
Hello again, Tony. The Premier League delivered so much drama, didn't it, over the weekend? And the football continues tonight as Chelsea host Everton at Stamford Bridge. Mark Scott is next.
Hi, Dennis. Yes, having officially appealed against their latest points deduction, Everton aim to add some vital ones here later, but to say history is not on their side would be something of an understatement. They've not won any of their last 28 league games here, with their most recent Premier League victory at the Bridge coming in 1994. Sean Dyche has frustrated Chelsea a fair few times before. Mourinho, Sarri and Chico
Oh, really hit with venom and off the woodwork.
Well, that's a great shot. He just hit it with such power. I'm not sure the keeper would have got that, you know.
Slipped to draws by that very scoreline against other strugglers in Sheffield United and Burnley recently.
Mark, thank you. And Mark, we're bringing you updates on Hard Life Sport from 7 throughout the Monday night. Of course, tributes have been paid to the former England and Kent spinner Derek Underwood, who's died aged 78. 297 wickets and 86 test appearances for England. Former England captain David Gower has been spotted.
Yeah, he's described
Young. Miles from goal. Can they put it away? Well, you can't really head them any better than that. But the goalkeeper was up to the task. So now a corner.
The most of the pitch, if he gripped for it, he was unplayable. If it was a flat pitch, but it could still tie things down, and his consistency was all.
Not all that convincing defensively, and both hands on it. Good goalkeeping. And that will be that as the referee signals that this game is over and 3 points for Everton. What did you make of it all?
You're absolutely right, Derek. Their attacking play was excellent, full of energy and pace, and the midfield completely dominated the game. It was a great all-round performance.
No two ways about it. He really has brought his influence to bear on the proceedings.
Well, he gave that back line a torrid time, didn't he? He was far too sharp for them, always looking to play on the shoulder, took his goals well too. Clearly the difference maker today.
John Dutton says the women's race will be shorter than the men's 6-inch race, but unfortunately equal wisely.
We hope very soon over the next couple of years that we'll have the same number of stages races and having the same proportion of prize money this year for everything we do. So to be running this as a federation, running this under a events banner, it's really big moments of doing the right thing is so important for British cycling.
Andy Murray doesn't require surgery on his ankle, but he doesn't yet know when he'll return to action.
Got time for a couple of questions?
It's the Miami Open. And Britain's Jake Clifford doing the second round of the Munich Open, but Dan Evans lost in the opening round of Barcelona. It's the latest from BBC Sport. A look at your travel. It's been really busy tonight. We've had many motorway closures. We've had bad weather as well, winds and heavy rain. So the Avonmouth Bridge has reopened, the M5, northbound between 19 and 18. That was where a lorry caught fire. That was between Portishead and the M49. But the queues were back to junction 20 at Clevedon. And then I had a text saying it's actually further back than that. Are you sure it's still open? Or it is open. And it is open, but the queues are back to 21 at West East.
The A370 also busy, that's northbound towards Bristol. Queues on the A38 again northbound towards Bristol as a knock-on effect. The M4 into Wales Bridge is now busy on the westbound side from England to Wales. That's because of the earlier closure of the M48 Severn Bridge because of the strong wind. It's all open now in both directions. The M6 and northbound approaching the M42 at junction 4A.
That's it.
That's
Thanks
where
very
we had a
much.
broken down vehicle, but queues remain. It's been backing up on the M42 northbound to 6 at Birmingham Airport. Not the M6, it's the M42 backing up to 6.